Well, I have some sad news to report today. That my vehicle was broken into and my phone was stolen yesterday. And some of you guys may know, or you probably don't know, I have a 2016 Toyota Tacoma that I use for work in a landscape business that I have. And actually this thing happened yesterday when I was out of the job, and I was only gone from the truck for a couple of minutes. And I told Denise all about this. Denise was on the phone when this happened. And
right after it happened.
Yeah, right after it happened.
They didn't steal the phone out of your hand while you were talking to me with it.
Yeah, they did. You know, actually what happened was I was in the backyard, and they knew I was in the backyard. It's a crime of opportunity. I left my phone in the little center console of the vehicle.
Was it
and
charging?
No. Someone could see. I was left. Well, it's heavy. It's a big. It was a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G. It was like the top of the line one last year. So, yeah. So it was a big, heavy phone. I can't just put it in my pocket. And I always left it. That's what I did. Left it inside and locked it in there. But something you guys should know, some takeaways already I can tell you from this experience are: change your phone name on your Bluetooth or whatever it shows as, because otherwise it's going to tell people exactly what model phone you have. So if somebody is scanning their Bluetooth or has a device that can pick up these transmissions, because your phone is always transmitting even when it's off, they're going to know what you have. They're not going to break into every car thinking you might have a nice phone. They're going to go after it because it's transmitting. What were you going to say? You were going to say something.
Nothing. I wonder if you would turn your Bluetooth off, they would still see it.
Well, they may not. Yeah, that may be something to do. And never leave the phone in the car, never have the Bluetooth on, because they're going to know it's in there. That's the problem. That's what I've realized.
You should have concealed it with your jacket or something.
Right, but even if I did, they'd still know it was in there probably. Yeah. If somebody's really going after a high-priced phone.
And your Bluetooth was on.
Yeah, so consider that. Consider also that Denise called Verizon Wireless, who I have through the service, hoping they could track the phone. And I guess that didn't work, did it?
No, they didn't even entertain that idea. They suggested logging into Google Chrome and tracking your device that way. They used to have software that you could set up called Find My Phone. Not anymore. They weren't even interested.
Okay, well, I know for a fact that everyone's being tracked. I hope you guys know that. Anybody watching this, you're being tracked, you're being listened to, you're being watched. But then when something like this happens, when I know they could use this technology for good, they don't say, oh, nope, can't help you.
Time to buy a new phone.
I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Let me know in the comments if you know about this, because this is so ridiculous that somebody can get away with stealing phones. And the problem is in order to fully report the phone as stolen, and the police to do what they can do, because apparently they can do some other things, they have technology to do stuff, they actually have to come to the scene of the crime, report it and everything. And it took over 3 hours for the police to arrive, because it's not an emergency. So of course, all it takes is, an hour to dispose of a phone, take it to a pawn shop, whatever, and it's done. And I can't even report the ESN, although you did report to the Verizon it was stolen, but they can't really do anything legally on their end, I don't think. But the police had to take the ESN and everything, which I had to log into my laptop to get. That's the thing, when you lose your phone, you lose everything. Fortunately, they didn't steal my laptop, and a neighbor was nice enough to let me use their Wi-Fi. I logged in, got the ESN for the police officer, and everything else they needed off the numbers of the phone. So if someone gets the phone and they match it up, they will realize it's stolen, if all that happens. But still, I know they can track this device. They have all these numbers, and as you guys know, the batteries are sealed in these devices now. You can't even take them out unless the battery is completely dead. They can track these devices, I'm sure of it. And of course, they don't do it. When you need it, they don't do it. When you don't want them to track you, they are tracking you. This is the world we live in. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, even right now, while I'm recording this video, everybody knows where this phone is. But so now I'm at $1,000 because I owe $1,100 on that phone, and I'm gonna have to pay it off before I can get a new one with Verizon on that account. So that's what I'm gonna do, is cut them a check for $1,100 and get my glass fixed on my Tacoma. That shouldn't be that bad. I think it was just the driver's side, so I'll go get like a junkyard part or something and just install a new piece of glass on the driver's side after I pull the panel out. I gotta check YouTube for that. But aside from that, I'm actually kind of glad maybe that I don't have that phone anymore, because I've run into issues with it, and I did not make a video about this. where even though I have a card slot with a 1 terabyte card on it, it's having problems switching between card and phone, and I'm still running out of memory, and I have to reset the phone, factory reset it. It never happened to me before when I had a 512 gig on board. So that's what I need to do, is get another phone with 512 gig, and that's going to cut out Samsung, because Verizon isn't even selling any Samsungs like that right now. They're saying in the future, but they've been saying that for months. I have a feeling through marketing they're not going to do it. So I may end up switching to iPhone, because that's the only one that has 512 on board available. And like I said, that was the problem. I had to factory reset my phone recently, and I was going to have to do it on a regular basis. I already realized that because of the design of the phone. That's the problem with the card slots, and maybe that's a good reason why they don't have them. But you got to get high levels of memory for me, because I'm making all my videos on these phones. So I have to have enough capacity to make them and then produce them and everything else. Any other final thoughts with this?
No. Somebody say something to restore my faith in society.
Yeah.
There are people out there with no conscience.
Yeah, it's kind of opportunity. I mean, part of it, you know, now I'm gonna have a fanny pack. I'm gonna have this thing strapped on me at all times when I'm outside my vehicle. You know, probably like a shoulder strap setup, not across the waist, because that's gonna be a problem if I'm working outside. But if I do a shoulder strap, even across the back, that's probably what I'll end up doing with a fanny pack. So I figured this all out, how to handle it, and now I guess I'll end up switching to iPhone if that's what they have. I'll see what they have when we go over there in a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's it. Okay, a few final thoughts about the phone theft is that we were talking with some people. It's almost like a racket that they can stop. They can stop these phone thefts, but they don't, because of course there's a black market for cheap stolen phones, and then the phone companies get to sell you another phone. So that's a way to increase sales, if you think about it. It just allows them to be stolen and not found, right? Even if you can find them. So I do think that that's probably part of what's going on, at the very least, because I truly believe that they could locate my phone. Unless the battery was absolutely drained beyond any electron left in it, it's still communicating with something somewhere. And there's mobile towers everywhere, so that's what I think.
Yeah, but that would take time and effort and resources.
You mean pushing a button?
For no return.
Oh, on their part, right. That's why I think it's probably a racket. This is set up this way intentionally so that it stimulates more phone sales.
They could charge a fee to locate your phone, but
A fee for all the work that they have to do.
Yeah, but you're not going to pay that fee unless it's...
I'll pay them like $2.
Unless it's way cheaper than buying a new phone.
Yeah.
and that's a disincentive for them to invest in tracking it for you.
Yeah.
So they just rather tell you that there's nothing they can do.
Yeah. Oh well. All right, time to get the new phone.